Hey everyone, Jox Angel here. Sorry for being gone again. I was pretty busy with getting things with Angels on Earth done. It has been a pain in my ass, and unfortunately, I've got nothing done. Are you freaking killing me? Either way, I want to redraw one of my old pieces that I've actually did decently? I don't know. Just to point things out, this was my first Amy-chan piece that I did on Paint Tool Sai, and it was pretty well. The only thing I can really say for this is that I never really had a tablet for this. So there's also that slight excuse for the horrible quality of this piece, but that doesn't fill in the fact that the coloring is really off and the shading is pretty amateur. But I was starting out with digital art, and I have to say, at least it wasn't that piece. So, to start things off, I guess I'll just start with the sketch. I wanted to redraw the piece entirely with no editing like I did with the first piece I wanted to redraw, and I just wanted to keep things as its original piece, as well as adding my improvements like the proportions I learned. So you know how sometimes your art looks like fucking crap when you turn it to the other side? That's because the proportions are actually off. The one thing I could say is that when you flip the canvas, try to adjust some things so it doesn't look weird. Once it looks good on the other side, it should look right on the other side as well. And that means your proportions are correct and nothing is bad. Thankfully, I was able to put more detailed looking lines and making it look a bit more realistic, I guess you could say, and to make it look more proper instead of the shaky lines I used to draw. Now I'm just starting to add more details into the eyes right here, due to I don't want them to look like they're popping out of the hair. It makes it look like it's unrealistic, and the only thing I really like to do, which is a stylistic choice of mine, is to grab the eyelashes and the eyes and make them look transparent behind the hair. At least giving the illusion that the eyes are there. However, I won't be coloring them in because in the previous piece, it looked like her eyes were popping out of her hair. So, I'm finally adding on some color, and with the official palette of Amy-Lyn, not like the other one where I just guessed a random color and hopefully it looked good, as well as avoiding high saturation. Looking at the color wheel, I want to avoid going to the corner when I'm adding new colors. Now here I am adding the coloring and the shading and the... Great. OBS is starting to lag again when I was putting in the shading. How fantastic. When I was putting on the shading, I always made sure that I was going down the wheel instead of going left and right like I typically do now. What I mean by that is looking at the color wheel now, I used to just go all the way down on the color wheel, and it made it look really bad and odd. Basically, they call this black shading. But later on, I was able to put more color and variety in my art, and it made the colors look more vibrant, as well as looking a bit realistic. I add the same technique to all the colors that I've shaded in, and it looks pretty well, I have to say. Adding a bit of black won't kill the piece, just don't overdo it. Add a little bit of black to make the colors look like they're going down into an adjusted area. I'm not really sure how to say it. But it does make it look a slightly bit more realistic, because when you look at human skin, it does have a bit of that black in there. Oh boy, I just forgot. I didn't shade the arms. Don't be an idiot like me. Gah! Final rendering touches on Amy Lynn and the adjustment to her background. I can officially get rid of the picture that I was using for reference to make sure it was like the old one. And for now, I'm not gonna go overkill with the background. I'm just going to add in simple little bubbles and add a perfect light source. I know, don't quote me. I know the reflections of the bubble were completely wrong. I realized this while I was recording. I'm stupid, I know. Also, just a tip of advice with the bubbles, make sure you add a reflection of your subject onto the bubbles or anything that's reflective. I mean, it is reflective after all. Try not to forget that. With that, I could say, after adding a final few touches, I'm pretty much done with the piece. I'm pretty proud of the redraw, and it doesn't look like complete crap. Also, well, hopefully this helps some people with some painting techniques and for digital art. I wanted to experiment with my old art and see if I can add some improvement to it, and boy, I am proud of myself! I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want to see more things like this, please let me know. I'll keep updating on new videos, and hopefully I can get some animations out soon. Thanks for being patient, by the way. I'll come out with a new video soon enough. See you guys later. Bye!